After a quick shuttle ride from my hotel, I arrived here at São Paulo Guarulhos International Airport. Today I'm flying on one of Azul's Embraers from here to Florianópolis. This flight took me out of São Paulo, heading southwest along the coast of the states of São Paulo, Paraná and Santa Catarina into its capital of Florianópolis. I arrived here at Terminal 2 East, that is where, as far as I know, all the shuttles arrive, and since I had a lot of time, I spent some of it here doing what I love to do. Watch airplanes doing airplane stuff. After a while, I decided to head to Terminal 1. Since you cannot walk to Terminal 1, I had to take the airport's free shuttle bus that stops at all three terminals as well as the airport's train station. Arriving at Terminal 1, I was surprised about how tiny this terminal was. As it turned out, Azul is the only airline that uses this terminal. This is the check-in area. To my surprise, no one in this room spoke English. Luckily, I do speak Portuguese, but if you don't, make sure to be prepared for this because that's a common thing at Brazil's airports. After dropping my bag, it was time for me to go to the security check. You might have seen my KLM video where I said that the security check in Amsterdam was the simplest I've ever had. Now let me tell you, this one in São Paulo is the new simplest one. Security arrived here at the gates. I really need to say, this international airport terminal reminded me more of an American bus station than an international airport terminal. As you might have guessed, these gates were not directly connected to the aircraft's doors, they were bus gates. And this is the cabin. I was seated in seat 6D, which, despite the letter D, is actually a window seat, since there are only 4 seats in a row. Each seat had a small personal entertainment screen, there was a pretty large table, and a magazine and a safety card in the seat back pocket. There were no power outlets and the legroom was okay. It looks awful, but as always, I'm just really tall. On the right armrest there was the control panel for the screen. It was not a touchscreen. Shortly after takeoff, the crew handed out some biscuits, which were actually pretty good, and I could choose between water and a Coke. We flew right along the coast and I had a beautiful view of the towns and beaches as we flew over them. Time for a conclusion. The flight was alright. I like that they provided a snack and drink on this short flight, and I always love to have a map where I can see where we are, which I did on the screen in front of me. But not everything was great. First of all, Azul has their own terminal in Guarulhos, and it really takes some time to get there if you're in one of the other terminals. And once you're there, there's pretty much nothing you can do. There are not even any shops before you clear security, and there are also no lounges in Terminal 1. Second thing, it was really cold on board, but yeah, not a big thing. What is a bigger thing is that the announcements on board were a little quiet, and for someone who does not speak Portuguese that well, they were pretty hard to understand. And also, the crew did all the announcements only in Portuguese and not in English. As I told you, it is quite common in Brazil that the people don't speak English. If you don't speak Portuguese, I would recommend you flying Latam, because as far as I could experience it, the Latam crews always speak English and do the announcements in English as well.